Very good.
Right, we're going to move on
I
because
have that.
the main reason why Mike's here, not just to talk about TCG Pocket,
What? No way.
there was a Nintendo Direct this week.
No way. I can't believe it. I'm shocked.
Partner
Wait.
showcase.
That's the one.
So annoyingly,
Look,
the article
Nintendo Direct. Yay!
Partner
Partner
showcase.
showcase. Ah.
That was the absolutely deflating thing that everyone had, didn't they? It was like, because there was a leak going around, and like, oh yeah, typical leaker Nate the Hate like said, oh yeah, there's going to be a direct like coming at the end of July at some point after Donkey Kong Bonanza. Everyone was like, yeah, that means we're going to get a first party direct and we're going to know exactly what's coming out on the Switch too. And then, you know, the day before, it was like July the 30th, they were like, Nintendo Direct coming tomorrow, partner showcase. We're like, oh. Oh dear. Okay. Annoyingly, I've used IGN for this one, and I don't know why I've used IGN for this one.
Wow. Yeah.
But the same thing happens every single time. They never actually do it in the official running order. They just put the most convenient thing at the top that will get the most clicks.
That's crazy.
Sucker, yeah. Sucker something.
Succotash.
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 Yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to basically go down the list, not in the actual order of the showcase, but in the order that they've decided to put it down in, which kind of sucks. So, because...
I mean, there was an official announcement that you could have read from. You only had to ask.
I did, but I didn't...
No, you didn't.
No, I did know that there was a release, but I didn't know to ask you because I've been so busy. And usually Eurogamer actually do that, so, you know.
And yeah, that is true. Eurogamer does usually do that.
I'm going to look to see if I can find it now, so... Typing, live on air.
Pete searches the internet.
Yeah, there we go, I've got it, we're good. Right, so... it was... Oh, for God's sake, hang on a minute. Oh. Thank you. The wife has bought me a bottle of water in. Thank you.
Aww.
Not that I already
That's
had one
nice.
sat next to me anyway, but that's
Still,
kind
though,
of...
it's a
I know.
thought that
That one
counts.
might be colder.
Hang on.
See, it's a thought that counts.
Proof.
Nobody
See?
brings me wine. I bring my own. Oh,
Yeah.
She
see?
did it. Anyway.
That's the way.
Right, so, Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase.
I wish
which
my
was
I need a
partner
wife.
brought me some water. I could really do with some water right now. No, she can't hear me.
No, that's...
I need a wife.
No, this is what you needed to do was... More rum!
Oh, I've got rum.
No, you need more rum.
Yeah.
Ah.
No. Anyway, so yeah, there was a Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase that they said was roughly going to be around 25 minutes, aired around 2 p.m. on the 31st of July, which was Thursday as we're recording, so a few days before. So they wanted to temper expectations and obviously say this is coming from our partners and development partners or publishing partners or whatever it was. I can't remember the actual wording of the tweet itself when they put this out. So let's run through and we'll just... Yeah, we will discuss we'll discuss all of the games that were at the partner showcase, and then me and Mike will obviously go through and go what we thought about the actual showcase itself. Spoiler alert, I already know what Mike thinks, and he already knows what I think, but let's save the allure for...
But for you guys at home...
I was going to say, but our listeners, they don't know. It's a mystery.
So they started the show out with a very typical partner that's been very prevalent throughout the Switch life cycle and the Switch 2 already, Capcom. They announced that there is a new Monster Hunter Stories game coming. It's called Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflection, which is coming out in 2026. So, to those who don't know what Monster Hunter Stories is, this is a more story-focused Monster Hunter game. It's not... I don't know if it has the general mechanics of a typical Monster Hunter game, but it is very much a more story-focused game.
It's more kind of like Pokemon, but with monsters from Monster Hunter. So they call them monsters. So like typical monsters that you normally hunt, well, now you can go into their dens and find eggs, and then raise those eggs to monsters to fight for you.
Cool.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Nice. I mean,
I may have played the first 2 games.
may or may not have played those 2 games. I mean, it's not like you showed them on screen, you know.
Says
I had to order that, export that, import because Switch 1 version, they didn't have a European release physically,
no, they didn't.
So I had to order by Asia.
Kind of the same thing of what they did with the Phoenix Wright collections, didn't they? Or the first one, at least. Which is annoying. So due out next year. Nana's. Do you want to read the comment from Nana?
Yep. Nana says, I'm shocked that they made Monster Hunter Stories 3, honestly.
I think most people were, actually.
Yeah, but then again, it's a franchise.
I quite enjoy the games, but, you do have to have quite a huge fan base for for Capcom to think, you know what? Okay, we're going to release a new game here. We're going to release a new game. I mean, obviously, like Monster Hunter, the series has sold millions, and
it's massive,
obviously you've got like Monster Hunter World, I believe, is the latest one. It's out on PC and Xbox.
Monster. No, so what was it? Monster Hunter Wild. Is the most recent one,
that's the one. Monster Hunter World was before
that was the one before
Rise.
Before Rise, yeah. So. That shows how little we know about Monster Hunter as a series.
But it's still massive. I do know that.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of people.
Oh yeah.
Not my bag. Honestly, I tried Rise. Wasn't my thing. But hey, I know why people absolutely love it. I quite
liked Rise, but I couldn't get into Generations. I couldn't get into Generations, and then Rise was like, okay, I can finally get into this. But then there are some monsters in there, Pete, that you're just not gonna like, which we've spoken about numerous times.
Definitely not. Let's move on. Right. So the next
certain critters that have 8 legs.
I know.
We shall leave it at
that. I knew that anyway, so definitely not. Anyway, so a series that we have seen numerous times before, and has also had a couple of re-releases quite recently, or remasters, has got a new game coming in the series, which is a very weird one. Once Upon a Time, a Katamari.
Oh, yeah. I like Katamari Damacy.
So this is a new game in the series, and not sure how this is going to work, considering the original creator is no longer making those games. So, I don't know. Not sure about this. It looked nice. It looked okay, actually, but Katamari's probably not my thing either. I tried to play Damacy, and it's fun, but it's not my kind of game, if I'm honest. But hey, those who do like the Katamari series, it's due out on the Switch 1, because they started this presentation by giving the disclaimer of, we're going to show games from Switch 1 and Switch 2, and if it's coming for Switch 1, we'll show that, and if it's, it was a bit of a mess, if I'm honest, how they explained it. Anyway, 24th of October for Switch, but obviously will be available on the Switch 2 for backwards compatibility anyway. Whether or not they're doing a specific version, we don't know. Next up was Ubisoft, because of course Ubisoft had to get involved and bring out Just Dance 2026.
Oh, goodness. How is that still going?
Don't know, but they've now added a meme track by adding Smash Mouth All-Star to it.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, now I want it.
October 14th on the Switch.
And APT.
And Dua Lipa and some other crap that I actually don't have a clue what is. Because new music, who knows? Don't know.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, so 14th of October for that one, so 10 days before new Katamari game. So you got plenty of time. Next up was Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. So this is both for Nintendo Switch and Switch 2. Comes out on November 14th. So this was a game that was actually released last year for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, but it's now coming to the Switch too.
Okay.
And I'll be honest, this looks... I mean, the Arena Fighter itself is quite cool on the other platforms. This didn't look great on the Switch too.
Oh.
And just so you know, for the stream, I was watching this on a tablet with 1440p, 60 frames, and it didn't look good at all. Ugh.
Oh dear.
No. Yeah, so they've added a new control scheme to it because you can play with motion controls using the Joy-Cons. Yay.
Cool.
Get ready to do your Kamehamehas and your spirit bombs. And...
That's kind of cool, though. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm a dork.
Yes, you are. Next up was Plants vs Zombies Replanted.
Yes, I'm excited about this.
So this is a remake of the original game.
Yep.
This version will include improved graphics as well as local co-op and PvP modes. So it's coming to both the Switch and Switch 2, October 23rd.
Nice.
And it had previously leaked before that, so it was kind of a known entity.
Yep. I'm happy.
It just made me realise that I actually have never played Plants vs Zombies and have no care whatsoever to even play it.
Well, it is a very mobile game. Like, it's structured for mobile gaming.
It looks that way to me.
Yeah. I loved it. Like, obsessed with it.
Speaking of games that I don't have a single crap about, EA Sports FC 26.
Oh, no.
And I like football.
I was going to say.
My God, do I not care about the FIFA games. Or EA Sports, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so funnily enough, they were trying to speak highly of this one in the trailer by saying it's got all new systems and all of that sort of guff. So they're trying to make it look like they're not going to bring out the legacy version like they've done since 2018 on the Switch.
Oh.
This is a whole new version that's more parity towards the actual console versions or the other system versions. September 26th. We'll wait and see on this one. I doubt that it's going to be the same as the other ones. It's EA we're talking about, isn't it?
I was going to say, yeah.
Anyway, do you remember, was it last year or the year before? There was a game called Pac-Man World Repack.
Yes.
Pac-Man World Repack 2. Yay.
Already?
So, Pac-Man World 2,
That's crazy!
it's a 3D platform sequel originally released for Xbox, GameCube, and PS2 back in 2002, is getting a remaster. And it is due to come out September 26th, and is only available digitally on the Switch 2.
Ah, well, that makes sense.
Okay. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles. So this is a trailer game that we already knew was pretty much coming out because it had been showcased on the PlayStation State of Play. But of course, it's now been officially confirmed that it's coming to the Switch 2 and the Switch. Coming to September 30th for both systems. Fine. I like the Final Fantasy Tactics games. They're not bad. So
they're alright. They weren't my favorite.
They're
I
alright.
mean, they're alright.
They came out. Right.
The original is still the best one, though.
I was gonna say it came out like after 7 before 9. Wait, was it after 9? It was after 9, wasn't it? It was after 9 before 10. It came out during a lull.
It depends on which one you're talking about, because there's been quite a few different games in the Tactics series.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's one of those ones like Final Fantasy Tactics, War of the Lions, I think Ivalice Chronicles. The original is still the best one, I think.
I was gonna say, like, I was hardcore Final Fantasy fan up until 10X, well, X2, sorry, X2. In that area, the original Tactics came out. I actually didn't like it because, again, it wasn't a Final Fantasy game. It's Tactics, which is, RTS, I guess.
Well, it's a very different
that close
kind.
to-
It's
Yeah.
more grid-based, like
Yeah, it's
grid-based strategy
grid-based.
RPG rather than
Yeah, and I just didn't
Bit more like
gel
Fire
with
Emblem
it.
then.
Fire
Yeah.
Emblem, Advance Wars, similar systems like that, or
Halo
Famicom ones.
Wars.
Nah, screw Halo Wars. That game sucks.
Stupid dumb Halo Wars. But yeah, anyway, so that's me.
Yeah. Anyway, next up, a game that is by no surprise this is coming out for the Switch too. Persona 3 Reload.
Oh yes. They were talking about this in my chat last week.
Yeah. So the remake is coming to Switch too. So yeah, this is October 23rd. Anyway, great.
I do think that
I
I should try a Persona game. I think I might
I mean,
like it.
I mean, you can. It's on Game Pass, so go and play it if you're interested.
Yes, exactly.
I think anyone who's already played it on Game Pass can't see a reason why they're going to buy Persona 3 Reload for the Switch too.
I mean, yeah, it's a good point actually.
Mike, are you
actually a
interested
very good
about
point.
Persona 3 Reload now it's coming to Switch too?
I mean, look, I am happy. I will just say, and this is the case for a lot of these games that Peter's mentioned, and obviously a number of games that Peter's still yet to mention. And I'm happy and I'm excited that these games are coming to the Switch too, because it means that fans of these games and the series will be able to play them on their console of choice.
Right.
The problem I have with it is that, because these games are already out on other systems before, people have already probably picked them up already. Why are they going to double dip on the Switch too? And
Fair.
then the publishers are going to complain and say, "Oh, we didn't sell as many units as we was hoping that we was going to sell." And it's
Yeah.
because most of them would have bought them on the other consoles anyway.
There is
It's
also
like you haven't been games for this system or been supporting Nintendo for the last so many years of its life cycle. And it's like, well, when Persona 3 Reload came out, what was it, last year I think,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think it
or
was last
earlier?
year.
Yeah.
It was last year because I'm sure
Yeah,
it was in
no,
the
no,
came
no,
out
it
on
was
other
last year. It was
discussion,
last
wasn't
year.
it?
And then
It was last year.
Persona 4 as well, and then like Sparking Zero, which you've already said with Dragon Ball, which came out last year. And it's like, okay, so it's not coming to the Switch. And if they'd said, it is coming to the Switch, but at a later date, then people might think, well, I'll hang off and I'll get it on the Switch.
Yeah.
But they
Right.
didn't. They just said, it's on these systems. That's it. So of course you're going to buy them for them systems. You think, well, if it's not coming to the Switch, well, I'll just get it for PS5 then, or for
Yeah.
Xbox, or wait till it comes to Game Pass. I
Yeah.
mean,
Right.
this is one of the biggest things. Now, Game Pass is a blessing and a curse.
Yes.
I agree.
It's an absolute blessing because you get to play these games for free. That's fantastic when they come, which means you're not going to buy them.
Yep. That's
Yeah,
100%
true.
true.
Free.
Yeah, there
Right.
is.
Well, yeah.
There is another caveat with this direct as well, but I think we'll save that discussion until the end. Because it has been mentioned quite a few times since the direct. Anyway, so the one actual Nintendo IP that was at this showcase, not developed by Nintendo,
Oh goodness.
which was Hyrule Warriors Age
Oh.
of Imprisonment.
Yes.
The
Which actually
Koei
looked really
Tecmo
good.
Warriors-like game,
Yeah.
which
Got a lot of
Probably.
love for Koei Tecmo.
yeah, I do as well, and this was probably one of the few highlights of this actual direct. Until they decided they were not going to show a release date and still dated it for winter of 2025.
Yeah.
Which could mean that it's being
Yeah.
dropping out till 2026 because that's when the fiscal year ends. Oof.
That,
Well-
or because it's also partly a Nintendo published title. They're probably saving that for an actual Nintendo Direct itself.
It's possible, but I'm not
Right.
100% certain they are going to. Because this feels like it could be a drop it on Nintendo Today app at some point. I don't know. I'm really not sure.
They didn't. I mean, I'm going by when they released Age of Calamity,
Age
and
of
they did a lot
Calamity-
of,
They did, but
they
Age
did
of
a lot
Calamity
of,
was like
like
November,
publicity.
December, wasn't it?
yeah. So it could still possibly be this year, but it'll be November, December,
Yeah, that's
and there'll
true.
probably be a Direct leading up to it.
True,
And
but it
one
would
other
also...
thing is,
Go on.
if you anybody who's actually watched the trailer, and there's like a little bit of a teaser at the end of it where the figure, the construct thing, and that there is another amiibo still to come out for the Legend
Oh,
of Zelda series that they teased. I reckon it might come out alongside the release of that
It
game.
probably will do, yeah. But
that's true. Yeah.
I think some of this is also very dependent on whether or not Koei Tecmo are going to get this game out on time.
Thank you,
Um,
Nana.
thank you. Because obviously they don't want this game to have the same sort of reception in terms of graphical performance that some of the other Warriors games have come out on the Switch before, being a little bit choppy. That's for want of a better word. New hardware. They're gonna obviously they're gonna want to push this to the absolute extreme because that's what Koei Tecmo do in terms of actual sheer numbers on screen. I think that their directive this time is make sure it runs at a solid frame rate, for Christ's sakes.
Well,
So,
they've got 4K to work with now as well, haven't they? So
yeah,
they can't hit 1080p with it. Flipping heck,
yeah,
or at least
exactly.
1400.
Yeah, well, we'll see on that one, but anyway.
Also,
Next up, we had a game that I already predicted long ago, even though, well, they kind of had said it.
it's far, far away.
I'd said it ages ago anyway. I think they had already confirmed it
Yeah.
in the original Switch 2 trailer, didn't they? Or not trailer, the
Pretty sure they
the
did,
amount of
yeah.
partners they've got. That Madden was finally coming back to a Nintendo console with Madden 26, and nobody cares again. So 14th of August, if you're an NFL fan and want to play Madden on the Switch 2, because yay. Don't even like American football. I can't think of anything worse than playing American football on the Switch 2.
I think just to annoy them, we should call it American soccer.
I don't
That would
think
be
we should.
confusing.
I don't think we should. I think we should just let it stay in its own lane.
American rugby.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be
American
more apt.
rugby. Yeah,
Just call it.
that makes more sense.
Just call it
Actually, yeah.
pansy rugby.
Rugger buggers.
Like honestly, like if you can't play rugby without all the gear, then just don't play it at all.
It's true.
Exactly.
Bunch
I
of
do
pussies.
talk about my trainer at the gym is also my friend. Tegan, he is like a professional rugby player.
Mm-hmm.
To hear how they play and the training they went through, it's like, oh, I'm like shamed.
No, I've
American football is like, oh.
no, I've been doing football training in the same park
Yes.
as a rugby team, and their
Yeah,
training is
yeah.
absolutely intense.
Oh, it's so intense.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Yep.
yeah. Next up, we had quite the strange game, I would say.
Ooh.
This was called Chillin' by the Fire. So,
Okay.
this was actually a shadow drop. So, it came out that day. A cozy campfire building sim that sees players constructing a campfire in a variety of weather conditions, considering what you would to use and how to make the fire burn whilst roasting marshmallows. It's a game that also takes use of the camera and game chat to socialise with friends.
Ew.
Yeah, and it looked horrid.
It was nightmare fuel. Yeah.
It definitely was,
no.
because you'd be sitting around the campfire and then the faces
Nightmare
would
fuel.
literally be there, and it was very
Whoa.
weird.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all. No, I don't like that.
Yeah, I had absolutely no interest in checking this out. I still have no interest in checking this out. This looked kind of crap to me.
No.
But hey.
I can just imagine people playing it, and you always get that one person that comes over, right, looks over your fire and says, "You don't want to be doing it like that. You want to be taking the wood and sticking it by the side and let me try, yeah, and then before, and then you,
Yes.
just go away, tend your own fire. This is mine."
Yeah. And this is gonna be played with friends, and you know how stupid people get when they're doing things like this. How
Can I
long?
toss my
How
friends
long is
into
it
the
until?
fire?
one person decides that they're just going to do
I
something
see this
really
being played
obscure.
by streamers more than people with friends, because I think if people have got friends, you sooner play anything else.
Anything
Yeah.
else? Yes. Yeah.
Anything else.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
anyway.
Yep.
Uh,
No.
speaking
I mean,
of games,
it's quaint. We'll just say that.
it's probably the most diplomatic way that you could say it. It's quaint. It's
There you
quirky.
go. There you go. Yeah. That's how people describe me. Quaint and quirky.
Nobody has ever described you that way.
No.
Quirky and eccentric.
And if they
Yes.
have,
Yeah,
they are
eccentric,
lying.
yes. Okay, speaking
You're
of
the
games
life
that
of the
nobody
party,
cares
Simon.
about,
Yeah.
Apex Legends.
How is that still a thing? Oh my gosh, that is still going on?
Yeah, well, there's a new season coming, and it's coming to Switch 2 on August 5th.
I'm genuinely shocked. Wow. It must have a player base.
Of about 12,
Well,
probably.
I know
God,
one of them.
Oh my
Do you?
gosh.
Is it you?
I do actually. Yeah. No. It was a guy who was in my. Well, I say a guy. He's only just turned 19. Who was in my
He's a
course for
baby.
studying to be an electrician.
Oh,
Yeah, he
right.
was a baby.
Oh,
He
he's
was
a
a baby. He's
baby.
just
That's
turned,
why
sorry,
he's playing
just turned
Apex
8.
Legends.
He's
then.
old enough to
And
date
that's why
me.
he's playing Apex Legends. And I had him on my podcast once that said, well, if you want to, talk about it, because I've never really played Apex Legends myself.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I
remember
was playing
that
it with
episode.
him, and then he was telling me how he spent like over 500 euros on like one asset thing in the game, one like key
Definitely
item thing in the
19.
game.
Isn't this the one that had the argument with his brother as well? Or something along those
Probably,
lines?
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad. No.
I think I remember that short video coming out.
Nope.
Anyway.
Oh no, that's another one. We was playing Dead by Daylight with that. He's having an argument with his brother, and then he's like, me. He's like, oh, hey, I'm recording this.
Yeah.
Oh my
Excellent.
goodness. Oh goodness.
Stop killing your brother.
Yeah. That's the one what I meant. Jesus.
Oh,
They all blend together,
gosh.
I'm afraid. Dead by Daylight,
Yeah.
Apex
I
Legends, all
know.
that.
I know.
Anyway,
Yeah.
weird games aside. Well, I say weird games
Speaking
aside.
of Dead by Daylight, it's got a new crossover, didn't it?
Did it?
That's for another time.
Okay.
Yeah, The Walking Dead.
Oh gosh. Oh goodness.
Talk about beating a dead horse.
A walking dead horse. Yes.
Talk
Yeah,
about, yeah.
there you go. Next up, we
The
had
Walking
an
Dead
announcement trailer for a game called Hella, a 3D adventure that sees a tiny mouse follow tiny mouse familiar on a magical adventure for their witch master
I like mice.
through a whimsical
Aw.
fantasy world. It can be played with up to 4 players online in online co-op, and it's coming to Switch 2 next year.
That sounds adorable.
It kind of was
I love
It
adorable.
looks hella cute.
Aww.
Oh, Mike.
Ah.
Nana also says, God, I hate Dead
You
by
line them
Daylight."
up and I'll knock them out, mate.
Yeah, that was pretty bad, to be fair. But actually, what wasn't pretty bad was this game. I thought it looked okay.
Aw.
Looks kind of cute.
I want to look at it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
go
love
and have a look at the trailer for it, but I'm not sure what how much legs it will have on it.
Yeah, probably 2, because it's a mouse,
Yeah. Anyway,
not a spider.
true.
Ah.
True. Next up, oh boy, why did they even follow through and do this?
Oh no.
Star Wars Outlaws is coming to Switch 2 September 4th.
Look, it's not a bad game. It's not a bad game.
It's just not
It's
a
a
good
game. It exists. It's a game.
one.
And you can play it, but it's not bad.
The funny thing was, and the real funny thing was, they never showed any actual gameplay of the open world in any way, shape, or form.
Oh,
It was
dear.
a IGN video that showed about 15 seconds of it,
Oh,
and it
dear.
runs at sub 15 frames a second.
A lot can happen in 15 seconds.
I'd be surprised if it does.
But yes. Oh,
To be
goodness.
fair, when you said earlier, Pete, a long, long time ago,
I
and then
know
I
what
followed
you-
up within a galaxy far away, I thought you was going to mention Star Wars then. That's why I said that.
I
And then
know,
you went into
right.
Madden. It's like, well, I missed the
Oh.
mark.
You did a little bit, yeah, because you should have
That
waited.
was definitely not a touchdown on my side. No, no.
Oh,
Oh,
but that would have been
oh, you've
great.
got your games mixed up now. That's terrible.
I have,
It's brilliant. Even Eurogamer has put as the last sentence, performance doesn't look too hot from this trailer, though. Oof.
Oh, that's not good.
No.
That's not good.
Anyway.
Oh, dear.
Next up,
It's a bit sluggish. I don't like
Yeah.
Jabba the Hutt. Aha.
Right, this was a bit of a surprise, actually, because the next game was... Was it? It was a known entity, wasn't it? I think.
I think so.
I think so. Anyway, we all know Blooper Team because they've done
Yes.
Silent Hill 2 remake and various other games that people haven't liked, but Silent Hill 2 remake was pretty decent from what I heard. They've come back with a new game called Kronos: The New Dawn.
Okay.
It's coming out on September 5th. It's been announced for PS5, Xbox, and PC, but it's also just been revealed for the Switch 2. Obviously, it's a zombie-esque horror game because obviously it's a horror game. It's Blooper Team.
Yes.
Actually, this didn't look too bad. It had a very good atmosphere to it. Probably one of the games that actually was worthy of being in the showcase. So, I can't say...
It did look good, and it has an interesting concept where, like, if you kill an enemy, don't relax just yet, because if another one appears and starts eating it, it's going to get stronger. And
Yeah.
stuff like that.
God.
Okay.
Yeah, one of
Yeah.
those ones.
Right.
Make sure that it is proper dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like the... what was it? The Crimson Zombies from Resident Evil 1 remake.
Right.
Oh, God, yeah. Right, yeah, so September 5th for that one, which I probably may not get it on Switch 2. Might get it elsewhere instead. Who knows? Depends.
Understandable.
Next up, two games that we knew... Well, one of them's already out for the Switch, and one of them is basically getting an upgrade. And one of them that has just been announced for coming to Switch 2. Yakuza Kiwami 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I don't
How do
care.
you feel about that, Pete? Oh, okay.
I do not care. I am not triple dipping on this one. I said I wasn't doing it with Zero. I am not doing it with Kiwami, and I'm not doing it with Kiwami 2.
Uh-huh. Wonder how long that will last.
Well, I've held
No
firm
means
so
no,
far.
Nintendo. Stop bleeding my wallet.
No, there's a reason
Yes.
behind it, and I will tell you the reason behind it when we get to the end of the showcase discussion.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
there was actually... So, that's coming out 13th of November. So, the upgrade for Kiwami comes out on the same day. We'll also include an English dialogue option. Fine. It's
Right.
the same thing they did with Zero's
Yeah.
Director's Cut. Next, we had a sizzle reel, basically, of like games that are also coming. So, I'll just run through these pretty quickly. Goodnight Universe, which is November 11th. NBA Bounce, which looks like absolute trash. It's like, good God. September 26th. Hello Kitty Island Adventure, Wheat Flower Wonderland, which is autumn of 2025.
Yay.
Romancing Saga 2, Revenge of the Seven, which was out that day. Borderlands 4, which is October 3rd,
right.
and looked rough as hell on the Switch 2.
Yeah,
And the
everywhere else.
game that shouldn't have been on the bloody sizzle reel and should have actually been a main part of the show, Shinobi Art of Vengeance, out on the on 29th of August, because this looks freaking excellent.
Yeah.
That's the game that's being developed by Lizard Cube.
Okay.
Yeah, so amazing. They're a really good studio. What they did with Streets of Rage 4 was incredible, so really looking forward to that. They did reveal that there is a demo currently out on Switch 2 and other platforms as well, so go and check it out if you're interested about the game. So, yeah. They finished up with 2 game announcements. They were like, right, rather than one thing, we're going to show you 2 things. Both from Square Enix.
Ah.
The Adventures of
And
Elliot...
no, they weren't farming simulators.
No. The first was a game called The Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales.
Okay.
It is a top-down game made in the HD-2D engine they've been using for things like Octopath Traveler, Dragon
Right.
Quest Remake 3 and 1 and 2 HD remake that are coming out soon. There is currently a demo out for it. It's out in 2026 and they're taking feedback on this one. So I'll just read what obviously Eurogamer have put down. So, a cute looking game with a terrible name. The Adventures of Elliot is a top-down HD-2D action RPG from Square Enix. Mixes the visuals of Octopath Traveler with the gameplay of classic Zelda and even features a character with a fairy companion. Trailer shows combat with multiple weapon types, swords, bows, chains and sickles, as well as boss battles and dungeon environments. There's a 2-player mode to control Elliot and Faye together, and it will launch next year, but there is currently a demo to play. So,
Cool.
probably not my kind of game, if I'm honest. And I agree, what a terrible name for a game. Let's be honest, Square Enix are not well known for their great titles when it comes to any game that they make.
Triangles.
Triangle Strategy. Do you remember
Forgot about that.
Project Octopath that then just became Octopath Traveler?
Yes.
Which is becoming
Yeah.
pretty prevalent because the next game that they showed was Octopath Traveler 0. The prequel to Octopath Traveler 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Right.
How to end with a bang?
That's it. Yeah.
How to end with a bang? No. How to end with a whimper? No. How to
And
end with a thud? This is it. Yeah, it's not good. So overall, I'm just gonna get into it. This was shite. This was utter shite. I can't hold it back any longer. What an awful, awful, awful showcase this was.
Oh goodness.
I mean, granted, there was a lot of things there that just did not appeal to you, and there's a good number of games there that did not appeal to me whatsoever. And
No,
like,
I agree with that.
I
Yeah.
I always go into like partner showcases and even some Nintendo Directs with a very, very like level, hype meter. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to get overexcited for this because, it's either it's going to be really, really good or it's going to be really, really bad because there are going to be some things that I like and there are going to be some other things I don't like. So I just go in, kind of level-headed and, I'm always of the mind of hope for the best, expect the worst, and take anything in between. And this was just take anything in between because, as Pete said, there was a lot of stuff there that, there was no bangers. There was no like, oh, wow, great, that's coming to Switch. Why? Because a lot of these games are already out on other platforms. So it's not going to be like, oh, great, it's coming to Switch. It's like, yeah, I already owned it for like 5 months on another system. I played through it. But anybody who wants to play these games would have played them elsewhere. They would have done. So, I mean, it's still going to sell numbers because, people are still going to buy them, or they were holding off because they've only got a Switch or Switch 2.
I agree,
okay, so Monster Hunter Stories 3, that appeals to me. I'm looking forward to that.
fine.
Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, yeah, of course. Pac-Man World Repack 2, yeah, I'll probably play it. But like everything else in there was not directed for me, and that's okay. I get that. It's not always going to be catered to what I want. I'm just one person. They've got to, cater to, the whole fan base, basically. So they've got to cover all their bases.
I agree.
Even with that said, it's just there wasn't any games there wasn't any new games announced.
Nope. Apart
from like Sega or this. Well, okay, so the Monster Hunter and the Katamari. But like from Square Enix, and you think, well, if they'd shown something about Final Fantasy VII, perhaps maybe people would have been a bit more interested.
Well, we know that Final Fantasy VII Remake is coming, don't we? If they would have come out and gone, all right, well, once that's out, then Rebirth is pretty much coming out 6 months afterwards, then I think people might have been a little bit more like, okay, fine, I can get that.
Yeah.
But the 2 games that they revealed were sort of like, really? I know some are excited about Octopath because Octopath is a decent series from what I've heard. It's just not my kind of thing.
Yeah.
No, and I'm just tired of the. I mean, I know they've got the engine, so they've got to put it to their absolute
Yeah.
maximum. They've got to try and crank out as many games as they can
Of
with it.
course.
This 2D HD engine, and it's like, yeah, but we're in like 2025 now. I think people have gone past that point where they want their retro-esque games, and now we want
Yes.
fresh,
I'm
new-looking games
I'm
again.
Yeah.
past that. Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think the
Absolutely.
problem is that they've now gotten to that point where this looked really cool to start with when they first announced it, like in 2017. They've now
Yeah.
oversaturated themselves with that market, and they've kept it from anyone else using it except for them, which is fine. But the games that they're bringing
Hmm.
out for it, I think don't really. They do warrant it, but they're not tentpole titles apart from something like Dragon Quest, which
Yeah.
ultimately is a series that hasn't exactly sold particularly well over in Western Shores anyway. If they were to
Hmm.
say remake, if they I mean they are, they're pretty much doing it with Final Fantasy Tactics. But if they
Hmm.
remade like one of the mobile games or one of the PSP games using that style, then I think
Yeah.
that would get a lot more eyes on it. Or created a whole
Hmm.
new entity. Fine, but they have done that and it's gone down with a bit of a FUD because nobody's really interested in it.
I mean,
And
I
terrible
personally
names
think it
aside.
takes away from Octopath Traveler. I think it takes away from
I
Octopath
think,
Traveler because,
Yeah.
okay, like they came out with this new game and this new theme towards it, like
yeah,
2D HD, and you go, oh, okay then. But then as they created other games with it, it's like, okay, it's taken away a bit of what made Octopath Traveler
Yep.
that's that little bit special,
I
taken
agree.
away a little bit of that
yeah.
identity from it. And, I
I mean,
get it, I understand it, but.
yeah, I
Hmm.
mean, they used it for Live Alive as well. And to be fair, Nana's just brought this up in the chat. It says that's just untrue because Ayuden Chronicles also used that style. And it's a new series by the Suikoden devs or Suikoden devs, which is
So we
fine.
can, yeah.
But
Yes.
it just doesn't interest me in any way. And actually, it was fresh and unique when it was made for Octopath Traveler. Now it's just being utilised for
Yeah.
every other remake. It's lost its allure to me. Or in
Yeah, and
some
I
new
think
games.
personally for the Dragon Quest 2D HD games that they're doing for 1, 2, and 3, I
Mm.
think I would have preferred if they went a bit more with like the Wonder Boy or Monster Boy
Ooh,
angle
Sure.
with
yes.
it, where they had more like modern visuals
Yeah.
or
Yes.
more like 2D sprites
Sure.
that obviously look like the characters, and then
Yes.
still have the option of having the original graphics and visuals as well that you can change between. Because
And
obviously,
yeah.
um, the art style for Dragon Quest, if you see like all the promotional art materials, because obviously, it's from the same creator,
Yeah.
is it Akira
Akira
Toriyama, I want
Toriyama,
to
yeah.
say, like Dragon Ball and all. Yeah. And it's like, if we had had some of that, I think that would look really, really cool and really,
Yep.
really cute. But it's like, okay, no, we're going to stick with the typical like 2D HD because this is the engine we've got and we want to use it for absolutely everything. And
Yeah.
I get that from a logical business sense, but
Right.
sometimes you got to think about what people want to buy as well. And if it's like, I'm
Right.
going to make sure you like this, and it's just like,
Yeah.
no, it doesn't work
Imagine
that way. I like
imagine
what I
if
like,
so
not what
Yes,
you tell me to
exactly.
like.
yeah,
Exactly.
notoriously like this the remake wasn't made by Square, but obviously the original was. Is if they would have used
Mm,
this HD-2D like engine for the Super Mario RPG remake, I probably wouldn't have been as
mm,
fussed about it because I actually think that the remake that they did for it was in fitting with the original visual style, but also gave it a modern
yeah,
flair, which I really
mm,
liked about it. Same with Paper Mario, like Thousand Year Door remake, but obviously different company because it's Nintendo rather than Square Enix. But if they would have used it for that, I just don't think I would have been as fussed about it. It's one of those things. It's like
mm,
right, we've made a good thing, and this is very typical for Square or Square Enix and most companies nowadays. Anyway, they find a good thing and they do a really good thing with it, and then they oversaturate it, and it just
mm.
doesn't appeal to me anymore
Yes.
whatsoever. What once was cool has now sort of become like Okay, again, yeah, cool. Sweet. Do something. Can we do something a bit more different again? It's like they spent the money on this engine, they now have to make sure they use it all the time. Fine. But that
the
doesn't...
thing is with like these 8-bit sprites and 16-bit sprites, I know when they did, like Shovel Knight and stuff like that, it was cool, it was quirky at the time, and then,
I'm
there was a
so
big
over
influx
it.
of retro games. But
I'm over
the
it.
thing is with pixel art at the time when it originally came out, when you're using it on, your tube TVs, your CRTs and all that, it didn't look pixelated
No, it
Right.
looked
because of
great
the
at the
way that the
time.
lines and everything worked. It looked like, yeah. But then, like, it's like, okay, we're going to try and recapture that, and it's like, okay, this is pixel perfect, and it's like, yeah, but it doesn't look as good as it used to. And it's
Yeah.
like, on top of it, you keep throwing it at us time and time again. I mean, if you had it with that typical, roundness to it, that obviously the CRT screens do. When it's like with the latest Gex trilogy that limited run games
Ooh, yeah.
did. Now, if you play it with the CRT filter on, it looks a bit better than it does without. Now, I know it's because of the versions that they use. They use the PlayStation versions rather than like the Nintendo 64 versions, which obviously because they were a bit more polygonal and whatever, it may have been a bit smoother. But it's because of the visual limitations or whatever of their engine or whatever, and games then may have looked good then because of what the technology they had, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they are good now to look at.
Yep.
And
I
with
agree.
Square
Yeah.
Enix is constantly saying, "Oh yeah, let's do this again, let's do this again, let's do this again, let's do this again." It's like, look, if I really want to play a game that's like Octopath Traveler, I will play Octopath Traveler.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
If I want to play the sequel, I'll play the sequel. But if you come out with like this Ayuden Chronicles and this and that and like everything else on top of it, and like Adventure of Elliot, I'm sure they're all very, very good games in their own right. And the developers will put a lot of heart and soul in it. But
Right.
it's just like we're all done with this
I
aesthetic,
Yeah.
or at
absolutely.
least I am.
I
No,
am, for sure.
I am as well, but I definitely what I think, which doesn't mean much. But what I think is that the newer generations coming up, because they haven't experienced it, because I've spoken to some of them, because they haven't experienced it, to them it's a new aesthetic. But I'm over it. I'm so over it. Like, it was kind of cool, kind of like what Mike said when Hollow Knight came out, or Shovel Knight came out, and it was kind of like, that's cute, kind of a retro feel. Okay, I kind of like it, And then all of the indie games started to be 8-bit. And then all of the mainstream games started to be 8-bit. And it's like,
Yeah.
dude, I left 8-bit when I was 8 bits.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that anymore. I really like the Unreal Engine 5. I like the 3D gritty. Give me that. Don't give me
Sure.
the tans and the grays from, what was it, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3. But give me the more advanced graphics. I have to say that I'm kind of over it, and I do have to say, when a game comes out and I really like the way it sounds, and then they show it and it's kind of got that 8-bit vibe, I'm just kind of like, ugh.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm starting to agree with you. I think some
Yeah.
games utilize it to really good means.
Yeah.
But
I'm not saying it needs to be eradicated
it is
completely,
very
but
much an
oversaturated.
oversaturation of the market, where it is sort of like it sort of does kind of put you off to some degree just by
it
going.
does me for sure.
Oh, it's an 8-bit inspired game or a 16-bit inspired game.
Yeah.
Which is why when games like Crow Country come out,
that's exactly what I was thinking, Pete.
But that was an aesthetic that was very much in fitting with the PS1, and you didn't have
a lot
many
of
games
people
that
are
felt
into
that
that.
way. Yeah, and
A
that's
lot of
fine.
people like it.
Funnily enough, I was listening to your episode where you interviewed the devs for Crow Country.
Yes, who are
just this
wonderful.
week.
They're great.
Yeah.
Because I was
Nice.
listening to
Excellent.
your episode last week, and then it came on straight afterwards. Because
Yeah.
that's the way Spotify works. If you'd listen
Yeah.
to one,
Yeah, they chain them very
continues
They
weird.
do, yeah.
It's weird. Yeah.
that was a very, very interesting interview. And if you haven't listened to it, definitely go back and listen to it, because I found
Aw.
it very, very interesting, especially the fact that
Thank
they,
you.
created
They're
snipper
very.
clips.
Yep.
Yeah.
and no Ego Raptor, and then I'm like, whoa, I've listened to like so many of his songs, which you
I
can't
know.
repeat here because they are very graphic.
No, but
They're
I love
brilliant.
him. I love him so
Yeah.
much.
Also, next time, Mike, please stop playing the podcast through your car speakers. I'm not sure people need to hear my voice droning on about crap.
It's just me, mind you. It is an electric car, so everyone can hear because they're funny.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's
There you
exactly
go.
my
I don't
point.
give a crap. Yeah.
No. Anyway, but yeah, so I'm going to
Anyway,
mirror the
so what I
sentiments of
do want
Mike
to
on this
say
one. Yeah,
is like, yeah, go on.
I'm just going to mirror your
So what I
sentiments on
was just
this.
going to say,
It
yeah,
was
sorry.
not something that I enjoyed at all. Not every game was for me, and I never
Yeah.
expect it to be. But even
That's
then,
how it always is.
was quite disgracefully bad that this was what they came out with. Considering, for the most part, that we've had the Switch system since the beginning of June, and there are only 2 first-party games that have come out for it. I think this went down with a FUD because people are wanting to know what's next from Nintendo from their first-party offerings, and they come out with all of this of games that are basically either already coming to other systems and, like Mike said, are already been on other systems probably for about a year.
Yeah.
In some respects, like with Yakuza Kiwami 1 and 2, they've already been out for quite a few years. Yay! Not triple dipping.
Don't blame me, mate.
Uh,
Don't blame me. I personally think it's because Nintendo, I probably have got a direct lined up at some point, and it was like,
Probably.
okay, we've got a lot of these partners that want to show off their game, and we can't all squeeze it into a Nintendo Direct, because if that's going to take 30, 40 minutes, then we take another 20 minutes from the partner Direct, and well, it's almost an hour now, and
true,
we're
but
not going to do an hour-long time.
that's true. But this felt like this could have been a press release email from any one of
Could
these
have been
companies.
an email.
Yeah, or dropping a trailer down. The one big controversy.
Look, this will sum it up for you. I found the THQ Nordic showcase a lot more entertaining.
Wow.
Ooh,
Okay.
I love them.
On the internet now, and this is quite interesting as well. This has been affectionately called the Game Keycard Direct. Because every single one of these games are coming from via a game keycard.
Oh.
Every single last one of them. Oof. No good. So, oh well, that's fine.
I do hope Age of Imprisonment is not a game keycard.
Well, I think that might be the one
I
exception
don't care
to the
too much
rule.
about the others.
That might be the one exception to the rule because it is Nintendo published. That's it. But yeah, this was crap. I did have another story lined up, but I can't be bothered to cover it. That's wound me up enough. It's just Hideo Kojima talking about how every game has a visual style that's basically similar, and we've pretty much covered that in our direct discussion anyway. So
yeah, that's what we've just been talking about. Absolutely.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the end of the Nintendo shit show this week.